Left cheek, right cheek, up top, my sweet. Don't stop, go girl. Long ass, you know. Do the left cheek, right cheek, up top, my sweet. Don't stop, go girl. Long ass, you know.
Now when I ride through your hood, most of the time we up to no good.
You must be looking for trouble.
Yeah, I know.
Most of the time we're trying to find us a Vic.
Yeah, I know.
We'll find some pussy to stick.
Now when I ride through your hood, most of the time we up to no good.
You must be looking for trouble.
Yeah, I know.
Most of the time I'm trying to find me a chick.
Yeah, I know.
The interstate traffic a break.
You should be dead by now. Smile, but waiting till my shooters come round. With the talents and all of tip rounds. In my hood, they know I say down. You should be dead by now. Smile, but waiting till my shooters come round. With the talents and all of tip rounds. In my hood, they know I say down.
I just want to jump right into this. These are my rules for the video. We need to have proof that the songs exist. It can't be officially uploaded to DSPs. I'll only allow one song per person except features. I'm also not allowing original versions of tracks that went on to be officially released by the same artist. I won't count that, but I will count a song and or beat that an artist gave away to someone else. You'll see what I mean. Feel free to pause the video to read the full rules, but if not, let's get straight into the video. There's no other way to start off a banger video like this without talking about the classic football hype song, Here Comes the Boom by Nelly. Whenever I hear this song, I just think about playing football as a kid and watching those hardest hits highlights on YouTube. This song was always in those videos and always played before my football games. I recently thought about the song after rewatching the 2005 movie The Longest Yard for like the 50th time. Excellent movie, by the way. Nelly portrays the character of Earl in it. I tried to add the song to one of my playlists before I realized that it wasn't available on DSPs at all. After this, I looked up the soundtrack for the movie The Longest Yard, which is available on Spotify, which I use, and it wasn't present. This was weird to me considering Nelly has multiple songs on the soundtrack, including the one and only single, Time, which peaked at number 24 on the Billboard Hot 100. When you look up Here Comes the Boom, people say that it's on the soundtrack, but from what I've seen, it is not on the soundtrack. It really blew my mind how this song was not included considering its popularity. I mean, a single unofficial upload of the song on YouTube has nearly 80 million views. But after doing a little research, I might have found out why this song was never officially released. Turns out that Nelly sampled the 2002 song Boom by the new metal band POD. I haven't heard Nelly really talk about the song much, but fans believe that Nelly was only given permission to briefly use the song in The Longest Yard, but could not officially release it. I also have not heard anyone from POD talk about the song either. Since Nelly sampled their song, who knows why an agreement wasn't met for an official release. Listening to this song brings me back to 2012 when my brother played it for me. Absolute chills when I first heard it. Everything about this song is just perfection. Gunplay's verse, the beat, the vibe, and the message. The song was intended for Kendrick's 2012 album Good Kid, Mad City, but did not make it due to sample clearance issues. Others say that it was due to the song leaking. Punch, the president of Top Dog Entertainment, Kendrick's record label at the time, said that if Kendrick tried to redo the song without the original sample, it would take away from its original feeling. Cartoons and Cereal features gunplay, and it was Kendrick's idea to have him on the song. People around Kendrick thought that he was crazy to have gunplay as a feature, considering that he could have gotten anyone else. Kendrick disregarded what they said, and it turned out to be the correct decision because gunplay did the song justice.
So all of my wounds, hear my tears, all of my tunes, let my life loose in this booth.
Kendrick liked the song so much that he initially had plans to make a music video for it, but this idea never came to fruition. Kendrick Lamar has some good music videos, and I'm sure the video for Cartoons and Cereal would have been dope, but the fan-made music video for the song is out of this world. Go watch it if you haven't seen it yet. It has 38 million views for a reason. It was so good that Kendrick Lamar shouted out the video on Facebook. In 2012, in an interview with Complex breaking down Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick talked about finding a way to drop the song later on in his career. It's 2025 now, and the song still remains unreleased. But in 2015, you can briefly hear Cartoons and Cereal during Kendrick's music video for his song R.I.P. Make sure to comment some of your favorite cartoons and cereals in the comments. Mine has to be Courage the Cowardly Dog and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. An excellent combo if you ask me.
'Cause I'll hurt you, and I will know you a thing or two, and I'll hurt you.
I'll Hurt You by Busta Rhymes is a song that was originally intended for his 2006 album, The Big Bang. It's produced by the legendary Scott Storch, and it features another legend in Eminem.
Cause Busta Flip Mode just tiptoed into the building with Shady quietly trying not to start a riot with Doc. But since we all been spotted, we might as well have a party, so gather round everybody, come on, let's get our drink on.
There happens to be two different versions of the track, with the second version having sound effects and Eminem's verse being moved to the last verse on the song. From what I've seen, the reason why this song never made the Big Bang was due to the song leaking. Really unfortunate because despite the song never officially releasing, it's still very popular. There's an upload on YouTube of the song that has nearly 80 million views. If Busta or anybody in his camp is watching, we need this song on DSPs expeditiously. The numbers don't lie.
I sing into the wee hours of all night, and we don't stop until the sunlight. We just keep going 'cause the die won't go down without a fight.
Speaking of Eminem, he features on the unreleased song Die Hard by Dr. Dre. This track was meant to be a single for arguably one of the most hyped albums in rap history, The Detox. I have a video on my channel breaking down the entire history of the album, which still has not been released to this day. The Detox was first announced in 2002, but the first single to be released for the album did not come out until 2010. This happened to be the song Kush, which peaked at number 34 on the Billboard Hot 100. This was followed up by the song I Need a Doctor, which came out in 2011. This peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. Some people might be unaware that a third single was planned for the Detox. This single was the song Die Hard. It first premiered on the Showtime series Fight Camp 360, Pacquiao vs. Mosley. This show detailed the fight camp leading up to the showdown of Manny Pacquiao vs. Sugar Shane Mosley, which took place in May of 2011. Just a month before this, the single I Need a Doctor was released. This featured Eminem along with Skylar Grey. Dr. Dre decided to double back and get Eminem to feature on his third single. There's no doubt in my mind that Die Hard would have been just as big as I Need a Doctor. I believe that it could have been a sports anthem. It was only fitting for the song to appear on a sports show. The versions of the song that you find online aren't even the full version or the highest quality of the song. The high quality version of the song exists out there somewhere. If Showtime doesn't have it, then Dr. Dre definitely has it somewhere. It still baffles me that 8 years after Dr. Dre announced the detox, he finally released 2 singles and they became hits. He hyped up his 3rd single, which definitely would have been another hit, and he just said, nah, this isn't good enough. Calling Die Hard, along with the plethora of other songs made during the detox era, not good enough is asinine. Fans of Tupac would know that his work ethic while he was alive was unreal. He recorded so much music during his short lifetime that he had several albums of material that were released after his death. Even today, there's still a bunch of Tupac songs that have still gone unreleased after all of these years. Picking just one song for this video was extremely hard because, as per my rules, I'm not counting original tracks. That's a completely separate video idea, and Tupac has a ton of original tracks that were redone. But the track Where You Been, which features Danny Boy and the Outlaws, caught my attention. This track was made during the recording process of Tupac's album All Eyes on Me. There's reports that the song was intended for the album, but when the album came out in 1996, the track was nowhere to be seen. It's kind of surprising that after Tupac died, this song never made it on any of his posthumous releases. But yet again, that might be a good thing because a lot of the songs that made those releases were redone by different producers, and in many cases, these producers butchered the songs in my opinion. Johnny J produced Where You Been, and if you don't know who that is, he produced a lot of your favorite Tupac songs. My favorite thing about Where You Been is the sample. It samples the 1972 song I Wanna Be Where You Are by Michael Jackson. Danny Boy does a fantastic hook that also interpolates the lyrics. I think that if this song was cleaned up a bit, it could have had a home on All Eyes on Me, or at least one of Tupac's posthumous albums at least. Sadly, I don't think that this track will ever be officially released. An official posthumous project from Tupac's estate has not been released in decades. It's a shame because this song really has potential. Without a doubt, this is one of my favorite songs of all time. I mean, this song inspired the name of my channel, for those who don't know. The song Cancun was first previewed in July of 2018, being posted by the likes of Gunnar Stahl and Hiji Films. Gunnar is a photographer who frequently works with Carti, while Hiji has worked with Carti in the past as well. One of the things that he's done for Carti is that he directed the music video for Magnolia. Keep in mind that the snippet for Cancun came out just 2 months after the release of Die Lit in May of 2018. The snippet of Cancun consisted of Playboi Carti rapping and dancing to the song in a parking garage. Skepta, a famous rapper from the UK, appears in the video as well. Since the video was initially teased, the ending of the snippet has become a meme. This turned into a meme which led the snippet to going viral, and it sparked a lot of interest into the song. Pierre Bourne really did his thing on the beat and Carti flowed right over it. There's no doubt in my mind that if Carti released it during the peak of the snippet's popularity, it would have been a hit. Unfortunately, the second verse of the song got leaked in September of 2018, just 2 months after Cancun was first previewed. Literally a year and a day later, in September of 2019, the song leaked in its entirety. I remember this vividly because I was bumping the snippet during my senior year of high school and bumping the full leak during my freshman year of college. Fans thought that the song was dead due to it leaking, but just a month later in October at Rolling Loud, New York, Playboi Carti performed the song. As we know, this song never ended up becoming a single for Playboi Carti's sophomore album, Whole Lotta Red, or appear on that album at all. Fans of Carti would know that there's 3 different eras or versions of Whole Lotta Red. The officially released version that we have today is referred to as V3. The V2 version consists of leaked songs like Homicide, Trenches, Trying to Get Down, On Her Head, Act a Fool, etc. V1, aka the first and best version of the album, if you ask me, consists of songs like Cancun, Arm and Leg, Molly, Buffy the Body, RPMs, Boulder Crest, etc. To my surprise, a couple V1 songs landed on the final version of Whole Lotta Red. Those songs were an updated version of the leaked song Neon titled New Neon in the song Place. It sadly looks like Cancun will never be officially released unless Carti pulls a Pierre and releases a project of unreleased songs, which I highly doubt that he will do. He can't even drop a freaking album, like, crazy.
We should be dead by now, smile, but waiting till my shooters come round. With the talents and hopes it rounds.
You Should Be Dead is a song by 50 Cent that was recorded in 2007. It's produced by Timbaland of all people. To me, this does not really sound like his style. I thought that Scott Storch or someone else produced it. My mind was blown when I found out that he produced it. You Should Be Dead was originally intended for 50 Cent's 2009 album Before I Self-Destruct. For whatever reason, this song never made the cut for the album, which confuses the hell out of me. This song is so good, and it definitely would have been a highlight on it if it was included. I don't know what people behind the scenes were thinking. The song leaked online in 2010 and it received a lot of praise from fans. There's a single upload of the song on YouTube that has over 8 million views. I doubt that this song will ever see an official release though.
Here's a toast to my foes, trees and women. It's like a whole new beginning.
Deja Vu is an unreleased song by Nas that fans of his have debated on when the track was actually made. Some fans believe that it was a part of his demo tape in 1991, while others believe that it was made in 1995. This basically means that some people believe that the song was made before Nas's debut album Illmatic, while others believe that it was made afterwards. The truth is that the song was made afterwards. This was confirmed in an interview by the producer of the track, Chris Winston. For years, people thought producers like Pete Rock produced the song, but that's completely not the case. During Chris's interview, he detailed how the beat for Deja Vu was one of the first rap beats that he's ever made. He was only 18 at the time, working at Sony Music Studios in New York City as an assistant. Back then, Nas was signed to Columbia Records, which is owned by Sony Music Entertainment. It was at Sony Music Studios where Chris met Nas. After Nas got done with a recording session, Chris ran into him and told him that he needed to check out a beat that he was working on. This beat was for a track that wasn't Deja Vu. Nas recorded over the beat but never managed to finish the song. The next day after recording it, he wanted his verse to be deleted. Chris still has this song but is not planning on leaking it out of respect for Nas. A few months later, Chris ran into Nas again and he played the Deja Vu beat for him. Nas liked it so much that he told Faith Newman to set up a time for Chris and Nas to record. For those who don't know who Faith Newman is, she's the person who got Nas to sign with Columbia Records. Nas recorded over the Deja Vu beat and he was liking the song. Unfortunately for Chris, he ran into Nas again in front of Columbia Records a few weeks after their session. Nas informed Chris that Deja Vu would not be released for his upcoming album It Was Written due to what he referred to as politics. From Chris's understanding, Columbia Records wanted to push Nas in a more radio-friendly direction. Deja Vu was thought of as being too raw of a song to be included on It Was Written. A while ago, I made a video detailing the history of It Was Written and Nas originally wanting it to be a street album produced by the legendary Marley Marl, a hip-hop pioneer from Queens just like Nas. This plan of Marley Marl producing his second album fell through and Nas was introduced to the Trackmasters by his at the time new manager Steve Stoute. Steve felt that the Trackmasters could make songs good enough to be played on the radio but still have street credibility. It Was Written was released in July of 1996. It topped the Billboard 200 charts, selling 270 1,000 copies in its first week. Fans of Nas have mixed reactions about the album. Some did not like the direction that Nas went in after Illmatic, while others think that it was better than Illmatic. It just depends on who you ask, but Chris was not feeling it was written. This was partially due to Deja Vu not making the cut, plus he felt that the album could do without the fluff. But Nas did end up repurposing his first verse on Deja Vu for Raekwon's song Verbal Intercourse for his 1995 album Only Built for Cuban Links.
Through the lights, cameras in action, glamour, glitters and gold. I unfold the scroll, plant sees the stampede, the glow when I'm deceased. Through the lights, cameras in action, glamour, glitters and gold. I unfold the scroll, plant sees the stampede, the glow when I'm deceased.
In 2002, Nas released the compilation album The Lost Tapes. This compilation album consisted of previously unreleased music. Deja Vu did not make the cut due to the songs on the project being recorded between 1998 to 2001. Years later in 2019, Nas released a follow-up to The Lost Tapes and Deja Vu still did not make the cut. So it remains unclear if Deja Vu will ever be officially released. What's for certain is that Chris is the only person in the world who has the DAT of Deja Vu. The version that we hear today is taken from a cassette tape that Nas took from their sessions.
Morning, America. Ghetto USA.
Early This Morning is an unreleased, unfinished song by Jay-Z. It was recorded during the sessions for his 2002 album, The Blueprint 2. Just Blaze produced the track and sampled the song Heartbreak by Gary Wright. In 2015, Just Blaze took to Twitter to reveal that in 2003, he tried to rework the song in order for it to be included on the Black album, which came out in November of that year. He tweeted out a preview of what this mix sounded like. Early This Morning never made the cut for the Black album or the Blueprint 2. The Black album is widely considered to be a classic, while the Blueprint 2 isn't looked at too fondly. Jay-Z took a risk in releasing a double album, and most fans believe that it did not pay off due to the amount of filler. Like how Deja Vu could have been added to It Was Written, I definitely believe that Early This Morning could have replaced one of the filler tracks on Blueprint 2. If you ask me if Early This Morning will ever be officially released, I'm completely unsure.
Running from the cops, gotta keep my Glock. When I see them cops, you know I have my Glock. Middle finger.
Pissy Pamper by Young Nudy is without a doubt one of, if not the biggest leaked unreleased songs that we've seen in the past 7 years. The story behind this track is that it was previewed before Young Nudy's 2019 collab mixtape Slimier with Pierre Bourne. Before the mixtape came out, Pissy Pamper was leaked, which complicated the sample clearance process. The track samples the song Twilight by Japanese singer Mai Yamane. I don't know if I said that right, but Mai Yamane.
That's that LP and that LC10. Infrared beam, aim at your whole team.
Slimier was released in May of 2019 and Pissy Pamper was not included. Pissy Pamper was meant to be the first song on the mixtape, with the track Long Time being the second. Upon the song being leaked online, it exploded in popularity. Playboi Carti featured on the song, and it was his part of the song that went completely viral. His lyric, I smoke dope like Kid Cudi, also led to the song also being known as Kid Cudi. I honestly think most people that know the song know it as Kid Cudi rather than Pissy Pamper. Carti performed the song at some of his shows, which built more hype for it. An unofficial upload under the title Kid Carti climbed to number 1 on Spotify's US Viral 50 chart. It got to the point where Pierre previewed a different version of the song with Nudy and Carti's vocals on a completely different beat, but it just did not hit the same.
They be talking about it, but don't know who we don't. They be talking about it, but don't know who we don't.
Yeah, it just did not hit the same, and granted, it was a small clip, but I can definitely tell that that beat was not knocking like the first one. There was also the thing of Playboi Carti teasing the song before the release of his album, Whole Lotta Red. The song Kid Cudi looked like it was actually going to get a feature from Kid Cudi himself, which is actually insane. When Whole Lotta Red dropped, the song did not appear on the album. A year after Pissy Pamper leaked, young Nudy said that the song would come one special day and his fans will be very happy. It might just come out of the blue. As of 2025, Pissy Pamper has yet to officially release.
You gotta do it alone, man. Go on your own.
Speaking of Kid Cudi, his song Bigger Than You, aka Do It Alone, is an unreleased song that was intended to be the intro for his debut album, Man on the Moon, The End of Day, that came out in 2009. Do It Alone is produced by Emil Haney, who became Kid Cudi's manager early on in his career. In fact, Do It Alone was the first song that the two ever made together. The song never made the final cut for Kid Cudi's debut album, Man on the Moon, The End of Day, because it leaked before the album came out. The reason why it leaked is because Kid Cudi accidentally left a CD with the song on it in someone's car back in Cleveland, Ohio, where he's from. This person leaked the song onto the internet and it ruined its chances to be on Cudi's debut album. Despite the song never officially releasing, it still became popular online. There's an upload of the song on YouTube that has over 12 million views. As to whether I think this song will be ever officially released, I believe that there's a slight chance. Cudi has gone back and released some of his previous music that wasn't on streaming services. Do It Alone is unique due to the fact that it's one of the bigger unreleased Kid Cudi songs that never made it on any of his projects, not even a mixtape. Time will tell if the song will ever come out officially.
Sorry for the trouble that I put you in your heart through. God knows that I do anything for the part two. R2 be praying.
Something You Forgot is by far one of my favorite unreleased songs from Lil Wayne. The song was leaked in 2007 when it appeared on the mixtape The Drought Is Over 2, The Carter 3 Sessions. This mixtape was released by The Empire, who's an infamous mixtape DJ. This mixtape contains some of Lil Wayne's other popular unreleased songs like I Feel Like Dying and La La La. These songs leaking were a big deal because the songs that appeared on this mixtape were made during the recording sessions for Lil Wayne's at the time upcoming album The Carter 3. Once again, I have a video detailing the chaotic history leading up to The Carter 3. One of the most hyped rap albums of all time prior to release, and it went on to influence a whole generation. Wayne had to deal with a lot during the making of that album, and the leaking of his music was one of the many problems that he had to face. Wayne strongly disliked the Empire due to the leaking of his music. He was fed up and said that he did not know who the Empire was. The Empire responded and said that Wayne did know who he was because he hosted his first Empire mixtape. The Empire further said that he did more good than bad for Lil Wayne, while also saying that he received the leaks directly from Lil Wayne's team. So Something You Forgot was not authorized to be on this mixtape, which is why it makes this video. The Carter 3 ended up releasing in June of 2008, topping the charts, and it sold over 1 million copies in its first week. I can't believe when I made a video about this album, people were in the comments trying to tell me that it was not a classic. I get that there's definitely some songs that the album can do without, but the impact, influence, story, and solid track list that this album has proves that it's definitely a classic. I think if songs like Something You Forgot were added to the album, it would have more of a concrete legacy on the music side. By far, one of my favorite things about the song Something You Forgot is the sample What About Love by the Canadian rock band Heart. Lil Wayne was undefeated back in the day when he rapped over a rock sample.
I've been waiting for you, I'm pretending.
Fans have speculated who the song Something You Forgot is about due to the song being about heartbreak. Some fans believe that the song is about the rapper Trina, who Wayne dated and was briefly engaged to in the mid-2000s. Nivea, a singer that Wayne dated in the early 2000s before Trina, is the other person who fans believe the song is about. They broke up and got back together in 2009, which led to the birth of Lil Wayne's son Neil. She believes the song is about her because in the song, Wayne says that he used to call this unnamed girl Babe while she used to call him Butter. Nivea explained that these are the names that they used to call each other. Further evidence why this song could be about her is that Wayne raps about how this woman's daughter will be amazing just like her mother. Trina, as of the time I'm making this video, does not have kids. On the other hand, Nivea did have a daughter in 2005 with singer The Dream, so it definitely does make sense that this song could be about Nivea instead of Trina due to her having a daughter by that point and the nickname thing. Despite the song never officially releasing, it still managed to rake up millions of views online. One upload of the song on YouTube has 29 million views, while another has 27 million views. Unless Lil Wayne drops a care package type compilation album like Drake did, I don't see this song ever officially releasing. Songs like Kush and Prostitute that appeared on the Doritos Over 2, the Carter 3 Sessions mixtape, did end up coming out. Kush appeared on Lil Wayne's The Leak EP in 2007, which housed other songs that were leaked from the Carter 3 Sessions. Prostitute ended up releasing as an iTunes bonus track for the Carter 3. This was a finalized version of the song. It's okay, but I prefer the original version. But like I said, I do not believe that Something You Forgot will ever be officially released.
No disrespect to the Lord and Savior, that ain't just ego. I just observed that the words no longer relate to people. Cause modern times be flooded with dollar signs and social media stunting. My niggas just wanna shine.
Javari, aka Want You to Fly, is an unreleased song by J. Cole that was first previewed during his HBO documentary For Your Eyes Only that came out in 2017. Javari is a really deep song by J. Cole that tells the modern day version of the life of Jesus Christ. He swapped his name with the name of Javari. The song appearing on the HBO documentary led to hype within J. Cole's fanbase, but it would not be until another 2 years where they got an update on the song. In February of 2019, J. Cole replied to a tweet of a fan asking for the release of the song. He replied to the tweet and told his manager and co-founder of his label, Dreamville Records, that his fans were ready for the song. Well, time passed and the song never ended up coming out. Then in September of 2020, Javari leaked onto the internet.
2-2 in his waist before he could even shoot straight. Quick to draw on you like Aaron McGruder, nigga, who fake? All of that to say maybe the hood need a new face. A new story about a boy from not too far where you stay.
In 2021, J. Cole released his album The Offseason, but Javari was nowhere to be found. I do think that there is somewhat of a possibility that this song could be officially released. Last year, J. Cole went back and released a bunch of his old mixtapes to streaming platforms. While Javari was not released on a mixtape, I do think that Cole could release a project in the future containing a bunch of Lucy's that aren't on streaming services officially. If you were to ask Chief Keef fans what's one of the most sought after unreleased songs in his discography, they would say Dorito Days without a doubt. The story of this song is a bit wacky because there's a lot of hearsay behind it. Some people claim that the song still exists, while others, including Chief Keef himself, has said that the song is lost forever, just like a lot of his songs from 2013 to 2014. I've talked about this song some years ago, specifically on the 3rd installment of my Lost and Found rap media series. In that video, I talk about how I ran into a comment someone posted on YouTube about Dorito days. The comment was from 2017 or 2018 because I made the 3rd installment of the Lost and Found rap media series in 2021. But the comment said that Dorito days still exist and that it was unfinished. They also got information from a reliable source that Chief Keef's old songs still existed. This is because Chief Keef's old crew in Chicago had them due to Chief Keef burning CDs of unreleased music. He would give out the CDs to his friends while also sending music to them via email. I remember this comment received a lot of likes and people commented underneath it backing what was said. Personally, I cannot confirm that this is 100% of what happened, but I felt that it should at least get a mention. There's also all sorts of wild stories surrounding this song and Chief Keef's unreleased music from this era. Fans say that the Chicago Police Department took a laptop that Chief Keef had during a raid. Some fans say that hackers managed to get into one of Chief Keef's emails. There's just a lot out there about this, but what we do know is that Chief Keef first previewed a snippet of Dorito Days on his official YouTube channel in March of 2013. What's interesting is that you can find the beat for the song online along with the lyrics. Though Chief Keef sounds very different than he did back in 2013, I'd still love to see him redo the song. He has everything that he needs. Until then, we'll only have a low quality snippet of an unreleased song. "647" is an unreleased song by PartyNextDoor that was meant to be included on his 2016 album PartyNextDoor 3. Drake used the song 647 as a reference track for his song Company.
I need a girl from the country, I need a girl from Kentucky, I need a shawty from Houston, I need a girl who gon' love me. I can't let a girl for love, I need a girl from the country, I need a girl from Kentucky, I need a shawty from Houston, I need a girl who gon' love me.
So this is why the song was never officially released. Company is a good Drake song, don't get me wrong, but I would have preferred that Party released 647 instead. For those who don't know what 647 represents, 647 is the area code of Toronto. Toronto is the capital city of the province of Ontario in Canada. PartyNextDoor is from a suburb of Toronto called Mississauga. This explains why this is the name of the song. Some viewers of this channel already know that I'm a huge fan of Party, and this is one of his best unreleased songs. Giving a song like 647 away is absolutely crazy in my opinion.
One cheek, right cheek, up top, my sweet, don't stop, go girl.
Speaking of Travis Scott, we have Left Cheek aka Left Cheek Right Cheek. The song has two different versions. There's an early version of the song called Try Me that was put together for DJ Spin Kid. This version was led by Jeremiah, with Travis only featuring on the song by doing the hook. Additional production of the song was done by Hitmaker. Jeremiah previewed the song on social media, but it would eventually be given to Travis Scott. He went on to perform the song at shows, and fans thought that it would appear on his next album, which went on to become Birds in the Trap Sing McKnight. Travis previewed Left Cheek just a few months after the release of his debut album, Rodeo, which was released in September of 2015. So fans waited a year and Left Cheek did not appear on Birds. Then DJ Spin Kid responded to a tweet of a fan asking if Left Cheek would be on his next project. He informed the fan that it would be released on his upcoming project, For the Culture. This project came out just a month after Bird's, and Left Cheek was not on this either. About a week after the project came out, DJ Spin Kid tweeted out that Travis had the final version of the song due to changes. Vinyls is one of the producers of the track, and in 2018, he took to social media to express that he wanted to finish the song. He tweeted about it and was seen working with Travis in the studio. This happened early on in the year, but later in 2018, the DJ Spin Kid version of the song where Travis is the feature leaked online. Vinyls took to Twitter to say that this was not the right version of the track. The right version of the track would be the version with Travis featuring Quentin Miller. For those who don't know who Quentin Miller is, this is the man who was caught in the Drake ghostwriter fiasco. Meek Mill exposed this, and Quentin was caught in the crossfire between Meek Mill and Drake's beef. Unfortunately, Quentin Miller ended up getting beaten up by Meek Mill's crew. Right after this occurred, he worked with Travis and Hit Boy in the studio while having a busted lip, and he suffered from other damages. There's a small chance that Left Cheek can be officially released one day because Travis just recently released a bunch of previously unreleased music last year on the deluxe versions of his mixtape Days Before Rodeo. Songs like Most City Flexologist, Yeah Yeah, Serenade, etc. So I do think that Travis could do it again, and if he does, Left Cheek needs to be on there.
I was on a mission to the loop. I was on a mission to the loop.
Mission to the Loot is by far one of my favorite unreleased songs by Uzi. He's another person who has not just a lot of unreleased music, but sought after unreleased music. One of his most sought after songs that still remains unreleased is Mission to the Loot. Uzi started teasing this song back in 2017. Since the song was first teased, it has failed to appear on any of Uzi's projects since then, to the dismay of his fans. For years, fans listened to the snippet and remastered versions of the song, while influencers flexed having it. Mission to the Loot leaked in 2020, and I personally believe that it lived up to the hype. I do wish that Uzi released the song way back then when it was first teased, because I think the song could have been big. Uzi was a monster back in 2017. As for if I think Mission to the Loot will ever be released, I do think that there's a slight chance. The reason I say slight is because in 2023, Uzi included his previously unreleased grails, like Of Course and Zoom, as bonus tracks for his Pink Tape album. So I do think that there's a possibility, and I would love to finally see this song be officially released on streaming services.
I'm on a boat and a pop against that beef for copping and new mouse riding. Water so bad, she swore, she riding, she stepping on, she catch a body.
There are so many good unreleased songs by Future, but one of my favorites has to be the song Yellow Tape. It's produced by Southside, who first previewed the song in April of 2020. The next month in May, Future released his album High Off Life, and the song would not be present. Since then, the song has not appeared on any project that Future or Southside has released. But 2 years after the release of High Off Life, in 2022, Yellow Tape leaked in its entirety. After the song leaked, it became one of Future's most popular unreleased songs, with a single upload on YouTube having nearly 4 million views. I think that if the song released when it was first teased, it had potential to be a big song. I will say that I kinda doubt that Yellow Tape will ever see an official release. When I say that I've waited for this song to drop for years, that's an understatement. I was a senior in high school when I first heard this song. Now I'm about to be 2 years removed from college this May. That's how long it's been. Pierre first played a snippet of the song on IG all the way back in 2018. Fans expected that it would be released on his at the time upcoming album The Life of Pierre 4. Well, in June of 2019, that album was released and Mystery Machine was not on it. Then in October of that year, fans were thrown for a loop when Chavo released his project Hood Lover Volume 1. Chavo was affiliated with Sauce House, which is Pierre's label. Fun fact, Chavo's dad is Benzino, while his sister is Coi Leray. Instead of releasing Mystery Machine, Pierre Bourne gave the beat to Chavo, which he made into the song Convinced.
You got me convinced, you got me convinced,
Though I love the song Convinced by Chavo, I do think that Pierre should have kept the beat for himself because Mystery Machine had so much potential. One thing that I will say is that Pierre has released his version of a song after giving it to someone else in the past. I can use the song Blowin' Minds Freestyle as an example. Pierre Bourne produced the song Blowin' Minds Skateboard, which appeared on the ASAP Mob album Cozy Tapes Volume 2 Too Cozy in 2017. Just 2 months later, he released Blowin' Minds Freestyle. Granted, the roles would be reversed because the ASAP Mob are way bigger than Pierre, and Pierre is way bigger than Chavo, but you get my point. In 2023, Pierre released the Grails EP, which, as the title suggests, contains an EP worth of his previously unreleased Grails. Songs like IG, Honeyberry 2, Tabloid, etc. Mystery Machine sadly did not make the cut. But if Pierre is watching, even though I know he isn't, we need Mystery Machine, my guy. Thanks to everyone who stuck it through to the end. This was kind of a hard video to make because I really wanted to limit myself to 20 entries for the first video. Of course, there's some artists I did not speak on today, but once again, you guys gotta show love so I can see that you really want a part 2. I have plenty of songs on my list, but feel free to comment down below some that you would like to see me talk about. All in all, I love you guys with all my heart. Peace.